it's Tori, and you are watching toriaTV. My fan is on, so I hope you can't hear it. If you can, I apologize, but I decided to wear leggings, and then it got quite hot, but I don't want to take them off because they're really comfy, so. I'm in a new location. It's kind of new. I sat over there before, now I'm over here. This is in the corner. I decided that today I was going to do kind of a freshman advice video, and I decided to come up with a new series called Tea Time with Tori. It'll be my little corner because, you know, corners where we have discussions. And I've got some tea right here in my Dunder Mifflin mug because I'm cool. And then every time, like a Q&A type video or just a chat, an advice video, we will be having tea. So you can pause this video right now and make yourself some tea because it's tea time with Tori. Yay! Fun ideas. Alright, I did an intro. Cool. So, seeing that I'm going into my sophomore year quite soon, I decided that being a former freshman, I could give some advice. Now, disclaimer, I did not have the best freshman year, but that does give me some tips on what not to do and how you can make it better, because I had lots of personal issues that I let affect my school life, and yeah. But the first few weeks of freshman year, like the first month or so, was quite good. So, okay. So starting off with a little story about me before freshman year. About a week or so before freshman year started, I was at my grandma's house and I freaked out. I had I wouldn't say it was like a real panic attack, but I felt a sense of panic. I freaked out. I was crying. I was just stressing so much. I was just so worried about freshman year. I don't even know what it was I was necessarily worried about. Just the whole idea of going into a new school and being a freshman and just the whole high school idea just overwhelmed me, and I just freaked out. I was like, I can't do this. I'm not meant to go to high school because I'm freaking out like this. And I felt so alone, and I felt like, you know, like I didn't have to go to school. For a while I was thinking, oh, I should just do online school because that way I can just be in my own space and just have, no one to deal with. I don't have to deal with upperclassmen or mean teachers, and I wouldn't have to deal with just the crowd, because I go to quite a large high school, and that just was so terrifying to me. So I freaked out for a good hour or so, and then I realized, okay, let me just relax and not think about it. And I figured, hey, everyone else has to go to high school, so we're all in the same boat. So I figured, okay, I'm not going to worry about it. And then at my school, they do a freshman, you walk in, you get a tour of the school, and they give you your schedule. And to me, that was kind of nerve-wracking, but it was quite helpful. I felt like that kind of prepared me more for the initial going into high school, and I kind of knew where I was going a little bit better, but I still was kind of freaked out because it's quite a big school. But the way my school is set up is there's wings, 2 floors. So your room, it would say let's say B203. So that tells you, the B tells you that you're in the B wing, the 2 tells you that you are on the 2nd floor and not the 1st floor, and then the rest of the number will tell you the room number, and it pretty much goes in order. So I think most high schools are set up quite similar, and I found it pretty easy to navigate, although it was huge. Dealing with crowds in the hallway was probably the hardest part. Getting to class, you definitely want to manage your time. Get to your locker, get your stuff as quick as you can, and get to your next class. Do not be chit-chatting in the hallway unless you're going to lunch or before first period. Really get to where you need to go. The first week is kind of you're figuring out where to go and the best way to go. Definitely, if there's a map that they give you, bring it home and try to plan out how to get from class to class the best way possible. Definitely, the more efficient you are with how you get to each class definitely helps a heck of a lot. I'm telling you, the first day or two, I was almost late to every class, and I was freaking out. And then I got home, I planned out where I needed to go, and it helped so much. And definitely suggest doing that. I did I think 3 or 4 locker stops a day, depending. I would definitely not suggest going to your locker between every class. I did that in 8th grade and throughout middle school, and I just brought like what I needed to each class, went to my locker and went to the next class because they were all in the same level pod area. In high school, you've got classes all over the place and you can bring your backpack, so just shove like the first 3 classes of the day stuff that you need in your backpack, and then after those 3 classes or so, go back to your locker, get the next that you need. When I got to school then I went before my lunch, and then I went, no, I didn't go after my lunch, and then at the end of the day, so I went typically 3 times a day, and that definitely helped figuring out the best time to go to my locker. Definitely helps. I'm telling you, do not stress about anything. High school, at least freshman year, I don't want to say it's a breeze, but it's not as bad as you expect. It's not like the movies. It's not going to be torture 24/7. You'll be fine. Alright, now let's go into more academic type things than social aspects of high school. High school is not the same as middle school when it comes to tests. In middle school, I was the person who didn't need to study at all and could ace a test or quiz easily. Like, I could look over the stuff for like 10 minutes a night and I could ace the test in the morning. And I paid pretty good attention in class. High school, very similar in the sense that I paid attention in class and I took quite good notes. I think it was like history or something. The first quiz I had, I was like, oh, I'll just do what I did in middle school, look over it the night before, I'll be fine. I got to the test or quiz or whatever it was, and I bombed it. I think I got like a C or a D. I don't think I failed it, but I didn't do as well as I could have done or as I should have done. And I really just realized, oh my god, like I actually have to study now. High school, I don't know what it is, but the way they test you is just a different type of like testing. I don't even know. I think it's like a deeper level of thinking, like putting what you learned to use and not as much memorization and facts. It's kind of like you need to know what it is and how it affects things, and it's just kind of a different way of testing. So definitely study more. I'm not the best studier still. I still have some issues with studying, but I'm definitely better than I was in the beginning of freshman year. So if you have any study tips, leave them below. Yeah. I would just say read through your notes, read the textbook, make sure you really know the information, and then try to memorize it. And that's like the best way that I know to do it, is to read the information, especially out of the textbook. Yeah, that's all I can really say. So that's tests. Projects and papers. I'm not too bad of a procrastinator. I like to get things done, but I don't like do things as soon as they get assigned, so I do procrastinate a little bit. But definitely with projects and stuff, you gotta make sure you get those done, especially because in high school they're a pretty big part of your grade. So projects, just get them done and kind of plan out. I usually set like a day in a weekend or something to just get it done, like once and done, not kind of dragging it out. So I'll pick a day, like a few days. Like it depends how long of a time they assign it and when it's due. I'll pick a day where I know I can just get that done and then I do it. Unless it's like a long-term project where it's like, okay, you've got to do some research and then you have to do this and then write a paper. Then you have to kind of plan it out over a certain amount of time. It's definitely look at your calendar, pick days where you don't have anything to do, and plan a day where you can just get it done. That's my best advice on that. With homework, you have to do homework. Homework is like the biggest help. A lot of teachers don't really check it on accuracy. It's like if you get it done, you get 100% on the homework that day, or if you don't do it, you get 0%. And that can really affect your grade, and it just helps if you do your homework, so just do it. It's not that hard. Just go home, get a snack, and just do your homework. It's really not that bad. And for me personally, I took all GHP freshman year. I didn't take any honors, so my homework load wasn't much bigger than it was 8th grade and middle school years. But I know a lot of people who took a lot of honors had a ton of homework, and had a lot more than they did in middle school, so it really depends on what classes you take and how good of a student you are and how well you do your homework. So it depends how long your homework is going to take compared to middle school. Ugh. I sound kind of sick because I'm talking so much. Ugh. I got back from Disney last night and we got back pretty late, and like there wasn't a time change at all, but I woke up at 12:30 today, and I'm still exhausted. I feel like jet lagged, and it's so weird because I'm not jet lagged. I'm just exhausted. I don't know why. Let's talk about friendships and relationships now. High school is a time where you're changing and you're learning about yourself, you're becoming who you're supposed to be, and so is everyone else. Everyone else is just trying to find out who they are and just get through. So a lot of times, more often than not, you will lose friends from middle school. Either you won't see them, or they have new friends that you don't like, or they just completely changed over the summer from 8th grade to 9th grade, or tons of different scenarios. You probably will lose at least one friend that you've had in middle school. They could have been your best friend, they could have just been like a sort of ish friend, but there's a huge chance that you will lose a friend. But do not worry, because you will make plenty of new friends. I went into high school thinking the mindset, okay, I'm going to keep all my friends from middle school and I'm not going to make any new friends, and that completely changed. You sit next to people in class and you just kind of talk to them naturally, and then you just make friends. It's not really a forced thing. I feel like high school, the way I made friends was kind of just through my classes. Really, I don't think I made any friends that weren't in any of my classes. They kind of just, like, in my class, I would talk to them, before class, after class. If they had the next class with me, they'd walk me to class or whatever, and that's just kind of how I met my friends. Like, in science, I was sat next to, I was at a table in the back with 3 guys, and I was like, crap, like, these guys are going to be annoying, and I'm going to hate all of them, and honestly, they're like my best friends now, so definitely, don't judge people, and kind of just talk to them, and you're going to make friends. My middle schools were kind of rivals. There's 2 middle schools that went to high school, and they're kind of rivals. That's like, oh my god, I'm never going to make friends from the other school. And I definitely did make some friends from the other school. So don't go into high school with the mindset that you're not going to make friends, because you will. Trust me. So core classes, at least in my school, are pretty much mostly people from your class, and then electives can be anyone of any class. So that was really scary to me. The thought of having classes with older people just terrified me. But really, it's not that bad. Everyone's pretty cool. My law class was my main class that just had so many different grade levels. There were seniors, there were freshmen, there were juniors, there were sophomores. And honestly, they were all pretty cool. We had to do a group project, and I had a senior, a sophomore, I think a junior, and 2 or 3 freshmen in my group. And they were all nice. We all worked together nicely. It wasn't ew, freshman kind of thing. We all just worked together and got the project done. And honestly, I'm friends with some of them. They're cool. And don't really worry about the whole upperclassmen thing. If you present yourself in a way that you're cool and you're not some dorky freshman, then they're not going to be ew, she's a freshman. A lot of people thought that I was a junior or a sophomore. A few girls at my track team asked me, and they're like, she asked what grade I was in, and I said a freshman. She's like, oh my god, I thought you were a junior. If you kind of just present yourself in a confident way, people aren't going to be like, oh my god, she's a dorky little freshman. So do not worry about the whole freshman thing. As long as you don't walk around looking terrified, people aren't going to be like, oh my god, she's a freshman. So don't worry too much about being a freshman and having that stereotype. Just kind of walk through the hallways with confidence, and don't worry about being a freshman, because it's not that bad. Just walk out, be confident in yourself, just walk through the hallway and be like, girl, don't even look at me. I don't know what that was, but do that. Yeah. let's talk about presenting yourself. For the first like month or so, everyone looks nice. Everyone's trying to like leave an impression, and they dress nice, their hair looks nice, their makeup looks nice. And then slowly, everyone kind of gives up, and you'll see people walking around in like sweatpants and top knots and like barely any makeup on. I personally never, well, I did wear sweatpants once before track meet, but I would never really wear sweatpants. I would wear leggings and like a cute sweater or something. I tried to look nice most days. I never really just went all out. Like, I didn't look like a slob ever. My hair, I usually left it natural. Sometimes I'd straighten it or put it in a ponytail or something. Sometimes I'd curl it. And then my makeup was usually like pretty natural every day. There were days when I wore barely any. There were days when I wore a little more. It's really your personal opinion. People really don't care what each other looks like all that much. But, yeah. Just be comfortable and be confident in what you're wearing. Don't go to school in like some like tight little dress just to try to impress someone. Or, yeah. Just be confident and comfortable with what you're wearing and yourself. Yes. And I know I wasn't really confident going into high school. I was really nervous. And I slowly found my way, and I'm definitely more confident than I have ever been, especially doing YouTube. It definitely helps with confidence. So let's talk about boys now. Let's go and get real deep here. I don't even know what to say. Relationships in high school can either go two ways. They can be like last one day and just be a complete regret, or they could last for months and then end in heartbreak. Or you have those relationships that are really rare and they last like all through high school and then they get married one day, but that's really rare. So my personal opinion is, don't go out looking for a boyfriend or something. Don't be like needy, and don't be like, I don't know, desperate. Kind of just do your thing, make sure you're doing well in school, and if a guy comes along, then, I don't know, give it a shot. If it doesn't work out, don't be too heartbroken. It's just high school. That's my personal opinion. Everyone's different, so if you don't agree with me, that's fine. But I do know a lot of people that were hung up on guys, and it just didn't do them any good, so, you know, it's all up to you. It's all up to you. Do what you must. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, my God. This is going to be a long video. I'm really sorry. But if you're watching this, you're probably going to freshman year, and you probably need this advice. So you are welcome. You are welcome. Sure, my advice isn't all that different from other videos you've seen, but, you know, advice is advice. Just take it. I'm trying to think of anything else. Oh, let's talk about social events. I never really went to like a good high school party. I'm sure they entail a lot of drinking and drugs and other things, but I never really went to one. My school didn't really have any for like freshmen. Yeah, I don't know. High school parties, I wouldn't really know much about, so. I do know a lot about dances though. Homecoming, I know a lot of people, well, not a lot. Some people didn't want to go, a lot of people did want to go, and honestly, in my opinion, it's so much fun. It's just a night where you can dress up and look fabulous and just dance with your friends, and no one really cares, but everyone looks nice, and it's just all big fun, and they put a lot of, like, the school puts a lot of pride into it, and they do lots of events before it and after it. It's a whole big celebration, and honestly, it's so fun. Like, if you're thinking about not going, I would suggest going just at least once, just to try it, and it's so much fun. Just go out, have a good time. You don't need a date or anything, just kind of bring some friends and just hang out, and it's fun. I didn't go to, we do homecoming, and then in the spring, you do like a spring semi-formal, and then prom, obviously, but I didn't go to prom because I'm a freshman. But I'm sure some people go to prom if they get invited, but I didn't. And I didn't go to the spring semi-formal because none of my friends wanted to go, and I didn't want to go alone. And I kind of regretted it. I kind of wanted to go. So if you can get a group of friends together, I would suggest going. I know a lot of people had fun there. So, yeah. Okay, let's talk about clubs. I got involved with I think I signed up for like 3 clubs, and I only really went to one, and that club kind of fizzled out. Like, over the winter we had lots of like snow days and stuff, and it kind of just stopped. And I don't think after a while I just stopped going. I don't know, clubs, everyone says you need to do clubs because it looks good on your college application and gets you friends, but honestly, in my club that I joined, I only talked to the few friends that I had that agreed to join the club with me. I didn't meet new friends in the club. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like clubs, but I do sports out of school and I do track in school, and that helps make a lot of friends, honestly. And I do chorus, and that definitely, I made a lot of friends in chorus. So I would suggest doing sports or get involved with arts programs. In my personal opinion, clubs, just, I don't know. I just don't like clubs, but I'm sure some people like clubs. And really, honestly, just try to enjoy it. It's freshman year, it only happens once. Really focus on yourself and try to find yourself and just have a good year. Yeah, just have a good year, that's all you can ask for. And yeah, another side note, the first week or so, it's kind of like chaos and you're just stressed out. If you can get through that first week, the rest of your high school experience is pretty darn good, I can tell you that. So, yeah. After the first week, once you get adjusted to the school, you will be a-okay, I promise you. If you have any other questions, you can leave them down below. I'll try to answer them as much as I can. Maybe I'll even, if there's enough, maybe I'll do another Q&A video for high school advice. This was just my general advice video. I'm probably going to do like a back-to-school lookbook type thing, maybe a makeup tutorial, maybe a hair tutorial. Any type of back-to-school videos you want, leave them down below. I originally wasn't going to film any because I didn't want school to end, but you know, you guys want to see them, and they're kind of fun to film, so why not? I'm about to film my Disney haul and edit my Disney footage together and edit this, so I've got a lot of editing to do now. So I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I love you guys so much. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. I love you so much. Mwah. See you guys later. Bye! Okay, so talked about friendships, talked about confidence. I guess because my sleep schedule's all messed up. That's not part of this video, okay. Okay. So I got through most of the academic stuff. I'm trying to think what else. What else? I guess I could talk more social, because that's a huge part of high school. Okay, hold on. Spilled some on me. Okay.